going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Dr. P, and welcome back today for a new video. Now, in this one, guys, we're throwing some more fuel into the fire about the Cattus theories we have. I bet you would have never guessed. Guys, make sure to drop a like on the video if you enjoy. I'd really appreciate a thumbs up rating, and if you like what you see and want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel and joining the hashtag Fruit Faction today. As a reminder, I'm uploading every single day, keeping you informed on the latest and greatest happenings within the world of Fortnite. If you want to get added to my Epic Friends list and possibly even get a gift from me, make sure to comment your Epic IDs below. If you want to go so far as to guarantee that you get added, check me out on caffeine.tv. If you come to my next stream, which is going to be Tuesday, I will for sure add you all. Right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I found this post on Reddit by user Dragon Toys, and he says, "The Ice King Truth." So obviously, there's a giant monster under Polar Peak. What if, when the Ice King cast snow over everything on the map, it was a last-ditch effort to make sure the giant stayed under the ice? In case you don't get what he's referencing with the Ice King casting snow all over the map, it was back in Season 7, it was a live event, a very small live event, probably the weakest one we've ever had, to be honest, but anyway, the Ice King came out of his sphere, there was a giant version of him that came out, and basically swept the entire map with snow. In a nutshell, this theory is suggesting that the Ice King might have known that this creature was underneath the iceberg, and to make sure the island would be safe, he tried to blast the whole island into an Arctic freeze, so the iceberg would never melt, and thus the creature would never escape. You may have seen this before, but there's a loading screen from Season 7 that is titled Unexpected Awakening, and it shows the Ice King waking up. The description says, "Why am I awake? The ice was never supposed to thaw." When he woke up right there, it seemed like he had a sense of urgency, like something was wrong, like this was definitely not supposed to happen. By that logic, I'm wondering if maybe he knew the possible repercussions of what happened. It's pretty much safe to assume that when this happened, he knew that the prisoner was likely going to escape, but did he know that there was a giant creature underneath Polar Peak? That is the million-dollar question. So, going back to the Reddit theory, it says that the Ice King's live event may have been him trying to keep the creature from ever escaping. The top reply to this post by user Dusku says, "If anything, it was a last-ditch effort to keep the prisoner frozen. The volcano awoke the monster," and I would tend to agree with this statement. The only thing that is for certain that the Ice King knew is that the prisoner was going to escape. This was probably him trying to send the whole island into a deep freeze, knowing that he is the Fire King, and if he could somehow keep him trapped in another block of ice, or freeze him in some way, all would be fine. Of course, as we know, he failed at doing so, if that was indeed his motive, and the Fire King went on to make his volcano and eventually awaken the monster with the volcanic rock that would hit Polar Peak. While, yes, I do agree with this statement that says the event was probably to keep the prisoner frozen and not the creature, that doesn't mean the Cattus event and the Cattus creature is unrelated to what happened back in Season 7 with the Ice King freezing over everything. Take a look at the second comment on this post by user Connor Lego 42069. He adds, "Maybe the Ice King knew that if the prisoner were to get out and fully escape, he would try to release the monster." As you know, that's the primary theory about why the volcanic rock hit Polar. That's why all the cracks started forming on the iceberg, and ultimately, most likely why the creature is now awakening underneath the iceberg. It's all thanks to the prisoner, who of course escaped from the Ice King's dungeon, and I'm assuming this loading screen is referencing his utter shock when he realized he was awake. Based on this logic, the Ice King is probably some kind of a hero. It seems like he defeated the Fire King, aka the prisoner, in battle, and then he froze over all of his castle, everything like that, to make sure he would have no chance of ever escaping again. But when it started to melt, it all changed. It's really cool how we can use stuff like this from Season 7 that happened a pretty good amount of time ago to help piece together what might have happened or is happening all the way to the present in Season 9. It's awesome when things come around full circle like that. And I feel like the iceberg, Polar Peak, and that whole area probably has a lot more secrets to uncover than we already know. I want to show you guys something I noticed recently. Now, this doesn't mean in any way that it is significant, but it's worth looking at considering the circumstances we find ourselves in right now with the eye under the iceberg. So this was the opening shot of the Season 8 cinematic trailer a couple months ago, and in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see some kind of a sea creature, squid, octopus type thing. Naturally, with it being Season 8 and with pirates being a big part of the season, we thought this might be some kind of a Kraken, because in pirate movies, that's a very popular animal and a popular beast they have to face. Nothing actually happened with this, nothing came about it, and I couldn't help but noticing looking back at it that it's only got one eye. Now, the eye does not look the same as the eye we have under Polar Peak, aka Isaac the Eye, but it's a similar enough creature. It's a creature with only one eye, at least that we know of so far. There could be another eye in the future that appears for Isaac, but for now, there's only one. We know that Polar Peak itself is a giant iceberg, and ice is simply frozen water. We know that the Season 8 creature is some kind of a sea creature, and we know that the iceberg floated in from the ocean in the southwest corner of the map. Is it possible that this ice had the Kraken frozen inside of it? We've talked a great deal about whatever this creature is being some kind of a sea monster, and this would fit that mold very perfectly, and it would also help explain why we see this creature in the Season 8 cinematic opening. I get that there are a lot of reasons to think that's not what's inside the iceberg, and you may be right. Truly, we don't know. We have to wait to find out for sure, but let me show you something else. At the tail end of the cinematic cutscene for Season 8, you can see Fortnite Season 8, and you can see a treasure map marking the Ice King's castle at Polar Peak with an X. That's a place of importance. You can also see the Kraken creature in the bottom left, but this time it's got all four of its tentacles up out of the water like it's getting ready to attack or something. It also appears as though it's looking right at Polar Peak on the map. Like I said, don't pencil this in because it's not confirmed, but I do think looking back at previous little teasers and hints we got could help to clear up a lot of our questions here. You've got to admit, even if you don't think this is what it is, it makes a lot of sense. Especially when you go back and you look at the Ice King's loading screen from Season 7, the Season 8 cinematic start and ending pictures, and more. If you've been tuning into my channel the past couple days, you'll know one of the biggest theories I've been talking about is this whole Ragnarok end of the world type theory that would happen when the creature breaks out of the iceberg. I've had a lot of people ask me, why in the world would I ever talk about something from Season 5 and Season 9? I think my theories make a lot of sense, but throwing all that aside, look at this right here. Tanner hit me up on Twitter and said, do you recognize the symbol on the back of this robot? Now, this skin is the Revolt skin. We got it back in Season 7, and I never noticed this until now, but look at that. That is clearly Ragnarok's face on the back of this robot. I did a little bit more research, went to look at the description of this skin, and here's what it says. It says, conquer the system. That word conquer is unbelievably important because that's exactly what the Vikings do. Ragnarok is a Viking, and recently in the past few weeks, they have conquered Snobby Shores and fully taken it over. Again, I know it's from 2 seasons ago, but just the fact that they doubled up on the Ragnarok references past Season 5 adds a lot more credibility to the whole Ragnarok theory. Let me know what you think. Malachi hit me up on Twitter and said the bottom left is the vault. So what if whatever's in Polar Peak has always been watching us and was waiting for the right time to come? There's a pretty interesting graphic that he's attached. If you look at the left side, you see the vault. On the right side, you see the bottom left-hand corner of the Fortbyte image, and you can see the labels 1, 2, 3. It does seem like that eye could be a metaphor or representative of the middle of this vault. If so, maybe that would help to explain why, when we went to the in-between during the unvaulting event a few weeks ago, there was a reflection of what appears to be the Cattus eye. I talked about this in my last video, and a lot of you guys seemed stunned by this. I personally think it's a pretty good discovery. Guys, there's so much going on in the game right now, and you're definitely not going to want to miss out on it if you're a Fortnite fan. If you love what's going on in Fortnite and you want to be up to date, make sure to subscribe. I'm uploading every day. Don't worry, I got you covered. Also, make sure to hit that bell to turn notifications on, because sometimes YouTube can be a little funky with notifying my subs. Not just my subs, but everyone in general. YouTube was down for a good bit today, so by the time you're seeing this, I hope there are no problems. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate your time. Remember, if you want to get a gift, you want to get added to my friends list, the surefire way to do it is visit me on Caffeine. I've been reading my comments recently, and I've seen some of you guys saying you don't have Caffeine for whatever reason. Trust me, if you don't have it, there's a mobile app, you can download it, you can sign in with Twitter, Facebook, or even make an account with your email. It's one of the best streaming experiences you could possibly have. There's a reason why I'm on it. I don't think you'd be disappointed if you just gave it a shot. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video, and I will see you later.